Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we are looking at the differences between stored procedures and functions in SQL Server. For whatever reason, whenever I ask people these differences, they can't seem to answer it. They seem to think that stored procedures and functions are the same things, and they don't actually know when to actually use either of them. So we are going to be looking at that in detail today, so let's jump into it. So for our test, we're going to be looking at this table over here, which is a movies table. It has different movies, as you can see. There's production houses, there's release years as well. And we are going to create stored procedures and functions to return this data for us based on what we're passing in. So the first one we have is get movies by production house. And you can see it takes a production house in as an input. And that is a stored procedure which will return all the titles which actually match that particular production house. And I've created the equivalent of that in a function which is also fn get movies by production house, and you can see it takes in the same input as well, production house, and then it returns the same data. So you can see these two are exactly the same output wise, but this is a stored procedure, this is a function. And so when I go to my query on the side over here, make sure it's this here, cool, I'm going to highlight the stored procedure, and you can see it returns the 6 rows because I'm passing in Pixar Animation Studios. And then I'm going to run the same thing for the function, and it should return exactly the same thing. So if I highlight both of those and run them, you can see they're both returning exactly the same records because it's the same input. And so you can see you can either use a stored procedure or a function in the scenario depending on what you want to be getting out. Well, what if I only want to return one value? That's not generally what they call a scalar value. Can you do that with a stored procedure? Well, yeah, you can do that. You can do that with a function as well. So now we'll create a stored procedure which returns a single value and a scalar function which returns one value as well. So we can see this one says get years ago by title. This is a stored procedure. So the stored procedure takes in a title name, it then goes through and it gets the release year, it gets the current year using the get date function over there, and then it does a subtraction, as you can see, and then it returns the years ago value, which is the number of years ago when the movie came out. Same thing with the function. The function takes in the title name, gets the release year, current year, same calculation, and returns years ago. And if I go to my function and stored procedure, if I run that, I pass in Shawshank Redemption for both of them, and they both return the same value. So at this point, you can see that the function and stored procedure actually returns the same data. So why would you want to use either or? Well, the one thing that you can do with a function that you can't do with a stored procedure is that you can use it inline. So what do I mean by that? So you can see I'm using this function, which was getting all the movies by this production house. I'm going to put in this function, which is get years ago by title. And I'm going to copy that and paste it. And I'm going to take that out because I want to pass in the actual title that's being returned. When I run it now, you can actually see the years back is actually being returned with the result set over here. Now you can't do this with a stored procedure. Stored procedure you can't run inline, which means you'll have to run this query separately without the function in there, and then get the years back and then join it somehow in a different table. Okay, so that's a bit of extra work, which you don't have to do with a function. Function you just add it into your select query like you did over there, and now you get an extra column coming back. So this is one of the benefits of a function. So now we found our first difference between a stored procedure and a function. You can't use a stored procedure inline, you can use a function inline, okay? So that's a benefit for a function. Now, what are the other differences? To illustrate this, I'm going to be using this diagram, which is going to explain the presentation layer, the business layer, and the data layer. Now this isn't official, this is just how I think about it in my head. You will see some people on the internet have other diagrams which will look a bit different, but this is my channel, so this is what you're going to see here. The presentation layer is what gets returned, so that's what you will see. So when you run this query over here, you can see we're getting a result coming back, and you can see that the functions and a stored procedure both operate on this layer over here. Except however, a function has to return a value. A stored procedure does not. A stored procedure can just run something in the background, which can then write into a table. It can call an SSRS report. It can send something else. It can write to a web service. Whatever it is, a stored procedure does not have to return anything to this presentation layer over here. So that's another major difference between a stored procedure and a function. A stored procedure does not have to return a value. Now in this next layer, this is where we do our operations like our joins and our where statements and all those type of things. Whatever you can do in a stored procedure, you can do in a function. What you can do in a function, you can do in a stored procedure. There's no difference happening on this layer. Now this last layer is where we see a major difference. Our data layer is where we put our tables. A stored procedure can get data from our tables, and it can write data into our tables. It can update data, it can delete data, it can do all different type of operations on our data layer. A function, on the other hand, can't. A function can read from a data layer, it can't write to a data layer. So it can read from a table, it can't update the table, it can't delete, and it can't write anything to the disk. Now this is very important, because if you try to use a temp table in a function, it will fail. Now why is that? Because temp tables get written into tempdb, and tempdb is on the disk. Therefore, if you want to create a temp table in a function, the function would have to write onto the disk, and it can't, therefore it fails. So if you want to use tables in a function, you have to use a table variable, because table variables reside in memory. So that's one of the difference between a table variable and a temp table. Temp tables are on tempdb, which is on the disk. Table variables are in memory, so it works with a function. And this is one of the fundamental differences of a function and store procedure. Is functions cannot change your underlying data. They can only change on the presentation layer, they can only change what you are seeing, but there's no way it's going to be updating your data. So just to recap, store procedures do not have to return data. They can do background tasks, they can be scheduled, functions can also be scheduled, and store procedures can update your data, delete, insert and read data. Functions cannot insert, update, delete. They can read your data, and they can be used inline for different queries as well. So both of these are very important. Both of these can be used in different use cases, and I hope this actually helped to clear it up for you. Of course, as always, if you like this video, please click on that like button, click on the subscribe button and the bell notification so you're updated on new videos as they get uploaded. And of course, go to batechpro.com to get some more information and subscribe to the newsletter so that you can be updated on all the things that are happening in the data industry. And that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.